Good evening and welcome to News Geelong on this 9th day of August as we take a look at what has been happening in and around our great city this past week. It was on the hustings for local federal election campaigners as the lead into September 7 begins to dominate our local news and views. From the weather world, we'll update you on the expected conditions in Geelong and the Surf Coast over the next 6 days, while Alex Tigani will present another big week from local sport, including the AFL, the VFL, local football as the finals approach, the world of Super Cats basketball, and a day at the Geelong Synthetic Thoroughbred Racing with John Well Done. As soon as the announcement of September 7, 2013 was made for our next federal election, the current incumbents and challenging candidates swung their respective campaigns into action. Tonight we open with a day one as Liberal candidate for the seat of Corangamite, Sarah Henderson, and sitting member Darren Cheeseman began speaking with the people. Ian.
It's day one of the federal election campaign and the big guns have been rolled out by the coalition. Deputy Leader Julie Bishop is in town along with the candidate for Corangamite, Sarah Henderson, and the door knocking appears to be going well. We'll find out more.
Well, essentially we are campaigning and fighting for an upgrade to the Great Ocean Road because we believe in investing in infrastructure. Labor and Darren Cheeseman have made it clear they're going to deliver $0 to the Great Ocean Road, and we think that's very disappointing because this is a national iconic road. This is so important for local tourism. It's the centrepiece of a $2.1 billion tourism industry. Tourism employs 10,000 jobs. We've got to invest in tourism. We've got to invest in jobs. And that's why I'm fighting so hard for an upgrade to the Great Ocean Road.
What do you see as the key issue for Corangamite, or the key issues?
Look, there are a number of key issues. Certainly the cost of living is a very big issue. People are really quite shocked about the impact that the carbon tax has had here locally on their gas and power bills, on manufacturing, on farming. And I think the other big issue, of course, in Geelong is jobs. Under Labor, thousands of jobs have been lost or are under threat. We've seen literally hundreds of jobs being lost. Of course, Ford has announced it's packing up its manufacturing here in Australia, and we believe very strongly that we can turn that around with a coalition victory.
So the government's announced a funding package for the car sector today. Your policies are obviously quite different. You're obviously not looking to intervene as much. So how are you going to support those jobs?
Might I say first, I'll let Sarah go into detail, but might I say first that whatever Labor has announced today does not offset the impact of the FBT changes that they announced a couple of weeks ago. That's had a devastating impact on car dealerships, car manufacturers, as well as the people who were able to get that tax benefit. And Labor said it was the rich fat cats. No, it's not. It's nurses and teachers and charity workers, people who got a salary package vehicle as part of their employment have now been hit hard by Labor, and it impacts on car dealerships and on the manufacturing sector, on the car industry. So on the one hand, Labor's trying to put a band-aid over a wound, and on the other hand, people are really hurting by Labor's changes to the tax system.
So how will you support that industry?
Well, we certainly do not support the FBT change, and if Kevin Rudd had recalled the Parliament, we would have voted against it. People can't afford another 3 years of Labor with their taxes to hit the cost of living for everyday Australians. We will support the industry by putting the economy back on track, by growing the economy, by getting rid of the carbon tax, by repealing unnecessary red tape, by ensuring that there are opportunities for businesses to grow. And that's what people are looking for. They want confidence. We need to see more business and investment and consumer confidence, and that's what a coalition can offer.
Sarah, at the last federal election you won the primary vote, but there was an enormous amount of support for the Greens in the preferential voting. Do you see any shift this time around?
Well, I wouldn't say there was an enormous amount. The Greens got about 11.5% of the primary vote. We got 45% of the primary vote. But certainly I can see that the Greens are out of favour because we have seen the damage that the Greens and Labor coalition has caused right across this nation, and we are now seeing that reflected locally. What people are looking for is someone who's concerned about the environment, someone concerned about jobs, someone concerned about investing in this region. and that's what they will get if I'm elected on election day.
How did you feel when the doorbell rang and you were
I
confronted?
I looked up and I thought, I know those people.
Well, they've had plenty of photograph opportunities in recent times.
They have, yes. I'm very pleased that they've knocked on my door, actually.
And so has it changed anything in your life today? We're putting the word right on you now, I know, Mike.
No, it hasn't changed anything. I knew what way I was going to vote anyway.
Mike knows that we're working very hard to get the country back on track. I think that's the bottom line.
I do, yes, and I want it back on track.
And that's the message.
Yes.
I agree.
Well, the whole street will be getting the same message today, so
Right.
it's day one.
Yep.
And there's a
It
lot
is.
more to come, Mike.
It is, that's right.
I'm Sarah Henderson. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
So lovely to meet you. Yes, well, we're just door knocking in Highton and spreading the word on day one of the election campaign, and it's wonderful to have Julie in
Well,
town.
we wish you all the best. We really do.
Thank you so much.
This time this is it.
We absolutely do.
We want Sarah as the local member for Corangamite. She's a wonderful candidate, and I think she's going to make a fantastic member of
I'm
Parliament.
sure she will. She
Thank
will.
you.
Well,
this will be the day.
Well, every single vote will count, though. So all I can say is spread the word.
We shall.
And because we're so, just seeing the last 6 years with the loss of jobs and the cost of living pressures, is that something that you've really felt?
It's our grandchildren we're concerned about. Not ourselves, it's our grandchildren.
Paying off the debt.
Paying off the debt, because that's what they're going to be doing.
Well, part two of day one, if you like. We've moved to the High Street, Belmont, right outside the Aldi supermarket, where the Labor member for Corangamite, Darren Cheeseman, has set up office today, and he's got a big team with him. We'll find out how it's all going. Well, day one of the campaign, Darren, you've chosen a very busy part of the electorate right here in High Street, Belmont, and very keen to get the message out there.
Well, that's right. Obviously, we're here today in Belmont, which is a very busy shopping centre, talking about Labor's very strong plan for jobs for the local area. Obviously, we've had the announcement of Ford in recent months that they will be leaving Geelong in a couple of years' time. The federal government has a very strong jobs plan to create new opportunities for people across the region, including, of course, the National Disability Insurance Scheme head office coming to Geelong, Disability Care head office, but also the Geelong Innovation and Investment Fund, which is about creating new opportunities for manufacturers to invest in their own businesses and to establish a new presence here in Geelong, or to build on their existing presence.
Well, I don't suppose I have to remind you that it's the most marginal federal seat in Australia, and it's going to be obviously tight again, so every vote is going to count.
Well, look, every vote will count. In 2007, I won this seat with a very slim margin. In 2010, I again won the seat with a very slim margin. Every single vote will count here in Corangamite. I'll be working hard to campaign on Labor's jobs plan for the region, but also, of course, campaigning on issues such as the new funding deal that we've managed to strike with a large number of the states here in Victoria and elsewhere, which is going to deliver millions, tens of millions of dollars of additional funding for our schools here in Geelong.
Well, now, a side issue, Darren, there seems to be conflict between you and the coalition candidate over the future of the Great Ocean Road, a local issue that we're interested in. Muddied the waters a little bit. Where do you stand on that?
Well, look, I'm certainly pushing for World Heritage listing for the Great Ocean Road. The Great Ocean Road itself is the world's largest war monument. It was built by returned servicemen in tribute to their fallen comrades on the beaches of Gallipoli and elsewhere. I think it is deserving of World Heritage listing because of that reason, but also because of the fantastic 12 apostles, the fantastic Indigenous history. I think the road ought to be preserved. I think it's worthy of World Heritage listing, and I'll be campaigning really hard on that. The Liberal Party, on the other hand, they want to widen the road. They want to take away some of the spectacular curves on the road. They want to dynamite and reshape the hills to stop rock slides onto the road. I think the raw, rugged beauty of the area is what ought to be preserved, and that's what I'll be campaigning for. I'll let the Liberal Party speak for themselves.
Well, it's a powerful message you've got there. I guess on September 7 we'll know exactly how everybody feels about that in that region.
Well, absolutely right, and I'm certainly looking forward to getting down and campaigning along the length of the Great Ocean Road. I've had enormous support for my bid to have it World Heritage listed. We've got a lot of work to do. I've got to convince the Labor government that it's worth doing. I certainly look forward to doing that as well. People said to me that you wouldn't win your campaign to have it recognised as a part of Australia's heritage. Well, we won that campaign, and I think we've got every opportunity to win this campaign, both in terms of getting the road listed, but also obviously winning and holding this seat.
On the campaign trail, Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. This is News Geelong. As we head to a break, watch out for your favourite segments of News Geelong on YouTube, as well as following us on Twitter and Facebook. We will return shortly.